Next, we would like to welcome King Street, Clarissa James, Hospitality Business Development Manager. Let's give them a round of applause.
Hi, my name is Clarissa and I'm your elevator phone girl. I'm grateful for the opportunity to present to the panel today. I've been charged with consolidating a 30-minute pitch into 5 minutes, so buckle up. What is the one thing that hotel owners, hotel operators, and Kings 3 all believe is the most important thing for their business? It's the guest experience and the reviews tied to that guest experience. This is always top of mind for anyone in the hospitality industry, and for good reason. But are life safety measures part of that experience? Absolutely. And what happens if guests don't feel like their safety is prioritized? They release their frustrations online for the world to see, which means negative reviews for your hotel. And how much does this cost your business? It's substantial. Reviews tied to poor life safety experiences should not be a concern for your hotel front desks. So what is happening in the world of technology tied to emergency communications that has more and more hotels, motels, and resorts across the country seeking help from us here at Kings 3? To start, elevator code is changing. There are now additional ADA requirements for the emergency communication systems within elevators to include video and two-way text monitoring. Your hotels are not set up to properly monitor these additional ADA requirements. As of today, these are all of the states that have adopted the newest elevator code, which requires any new elevator or an elevator going through a remodernization to now include the additional video messaging system. Let's break down the technology components that are required per the new code. Your elevator company will provide the hardware that is required. You'll need someone like Kings 3 to provide the software to communicate back and forth with the guest via the text prompts on the panel. Here's an example. Jill is stuck in the elevator and she's hearing impaired. She presses the button to call for help. The dispatcher answers the call, but they don't hear anything. They activate the video feed and they see Jill in the cab. They then activate the two-way texting screen to communicate back and forth with Jill. Currently, the majority of hotels rely on their front desk to monitor the emergency calls from their elevator phones. And there are instances where the front desk is not able to answer that call in a timely manner. Can you imagine your hotel front desk monitoring these additional ADA requirements on top of everything else they're doing? Talk about risk and liability. Kings 3 is set up to provide your hotel with the monitoring technology needed to meet these new code requirements. Okay, what's the second thing happening in technology that we can help with? Landlines are going away. The FCC decommissioned POTS lines back in 2019. This is a recent article from February, and these were some of the major call-outs. Phone companies do not want to service POTS lines anymore, and it makes sense. They're expensive to install and maintain. And customers are being given two choices. You either find a new solution, like cellular, or you pay much more to keep the landlines. So how does Kings 3 fit in here? We cover everything tied to your emergency phones to keep your hotel 100% code compliant. And we even use cool technology to do it. For example, we remotely auto test your dial tone every 30 days. Our emergency dispatchers are able to translate over 175 different languages and dialects. And we digitally record and store every call to reduce your liability. But how much does a solution like this cost? And what's the ROI? Because the operations and costs of every hotel are different, the best way we found to present our ROI is to cover some of the common costs that are tied to your emergency phones. Let's start with the cost of a new elevator phone. Between equipment and labor alone, it's $1,500 as an average. Then, if we move on to the monitoring and dial tone, these are all of the costs your hotel could expect to pay depending on the situation. That's a lot of different costs to juggle and keep track of. If only there were an alternative solution to consolidate all costs associated with your emergency phones to a single monthly payment to reduce and eliminate future unexpected operational costs. There is! At Kings 3 Emergency Communications, we offer a turnkey solution to provide your hotel with cellular dial tone, equipment, installation, monitoring, and a lifetime warranty for $65 a month per phone. At this time, I'd like to answer any questions from our esteemed panel of judges.
Comment on your competitors.
I'm grateful for that question. There's not another company that exists in the United States like us. Our competition is elevator companies. And guess what? They don't like to work on elevator phones because they're not in the telecommunications business. We specialize in emergency communications and we are a national organization. We've also started servicing Canada. How large is our company? We're nationwide. So our headquarters is in Dallas, Texas, but we have individual installation technicians in all of the major markets. And then we're able to service the entire country, including Alaska and Hawaii.
How would the person in the elevator text back?
So they're going to be using the elevator up and down options to answer yes or no. Great questions. Question about proprietary equipment, I'll ask it. So if you're going with one of the major 4 elevator companies for your new elevator installs or your remodernizations, they're likely going to try to use proprietary equipment, which means you have to pay them a buttload more than you would pay us to monitor. So make sure you're reviewing those elevator agreements when it's time, because you want to make sure that that word proprietary is not in there. Any other questions?
Great. Thank you so much, Chris.
Awesome, thank you.